guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be trying out the new Morphe bronze collection. I don't really know if it has a name, but that's kind of like the theme here, so that's what I'm gonna go with. I know I just did a Morphe review here on my channel, but honestly they just had a lot come out lately that has really caught my eye and stuff I wanted to try. So if you want to see how I got this look right here and also see my thoughts and opinions on these products, then just keep on watching. So I'm gonna start by priming my lids using my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. This is the base I like to use anytime I'm trying out new shadows, just because I know exactly how it performs, so I can tell if it's the shadow and not like my base. So I am starting with the eyes today just because I have no idea exactly what I'm gonna be doing, but this is the palette. It's the standard like Morphe like size palette. And this is what the inside looks like. It's just a bunch of, you know, warm, bronzy, coppery kind of shades. There are lots of shimmers in this palette. When you look at it, I kind of feel like that's like all you see. If I counted correctly, there's 25 shimmers in this palette and 10 matte shades. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Sandy. And it's just this light tan color, and I'm just gonna put that in my crease as my transition color. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, which is called Deserted, which is just a matte warm brown. And I'm gonna take the shade and I'm gonna start kind of mapping out where I want this eyeshadow to go, and then I'll blend it out later. So now I'm gonna take that same Deserted shade and the shade SPF, which is just a warm brown that's just a little bit darker, and I'm gonna start working that more into the upper crease. I'm not noticing like fallout or anything like that with this palette. A lot of the Morphe palettes I've tried, like I have a few of them, but a lot of the ones that I've like really put like time into using are mostly collab palettes, like the Jaclyn Hill palette and the James Charles palette. The James Charles palette is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes I think to ever have been released. So really like that one, and I definitely feel like it's way better than like the average Morphe palette. But from what I can remember, the quality of these shadows is about the same as like the normal Morphe palettes. Alright, so before I do any more with this, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease, because I feel like that's gonna kind of help me get a better idea like where exactly this look's going, because right now it's just a bunch of browns on my eyes. I used Glow On and Tropics mixed together for the inner third. I used Summer Vibes on the middle, and I used Sexy Beach on the outside, and then just went back in with the same browns and, you know, defined the crease a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and go do the other eye and start my base, because the next product I have to try out is a bronzer, so I will be right back. Okay, so this is the completed eyes, and I'm torn because I really do like the eyes, but I did not find this palette the easiest to work with. And for the most part, once I started swatching it, like a lot of the colors are really sheer, so maybe that's my bad on me, just because I kind of expected them to be like vibrant shimmers, when if I was to swatch the palette first, I would have realized they were a little bit more sheer. I don't know, right now I have mixed feelings on this palette, because I do like the eyes and how they came out, but I feel like it was very difficult to get it with this palette, and I feel like I could have gotten it with other palettes I own. We're going to move on to the next step, which is the bronzer. The bronzer did come in 3 shades. I picked up the medium one, which is called Megastar, because it's supposed to be the one for medium skin tones, and I'm hoping it's not like way too dark. And a lot of my bronzers that I use all the time are for like fair skin, and with summer coming up, I at least want to have like one bronzer that I can use if I get a little bit darker. This is what it looks like, and then you open it up and you have the bronzer, which looks very dark, and then you do get a mirror in here. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, so it's pigmented, but it's really warm, and it's like that creamy kind of bronzer that could potentially look really muddy on me. Okay, so at some point while I started my bronzer, my camera stopped recording, so that's nice. So this is where we're at with the bronzer. So I'm just using really light strokes. Like I said, I am literally just tapping in like this and then knocking off any excess. And I do like the color. Again, I was super worried, especially when I opened it up and saw how dark the pan looked, just because I'm so picky with my bronzers because of how fair I am. They look muddy real quick. So, but I actually really like this. I'm not used to using like warm bronzers, and I really like the color of this. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised with this bronzer. I really like it, and I even like the color. So now I'm just gonna take a bigger bronzer brush, just dip in and start warming up my neck a little bit. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face, and I will be back to swatch all of these lip glosses. The next thing is this Hot Tropic 5-piece lip gloss set. Now, I love Morphe lip glosses. They're probably one of my favorites, and you get 5 full-size lip glosses in here that, you know, are the same kind of idea. They're like bronzy colors. You have 2 like bronzy shades down here. You have a champagne-y nude shade kind of down here. This like peachy coral shimmery shade, and then this like hot coral almost pink shade. I'm gonna start with the shade Sunnies, which is just like this like shimmering bronzy color. These guys smell like coconuts. Are these like scented? Alright, these smell like coconuts to me. It doesn't say anything about them being like scented for the collection, but I almost feel like they are, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just me. But I am gonna go ahead and take the shade Sauce, which is just this really deep bronzy color. And I'm gonna take the shade Beach Goals, which is just this champagne-y shimmery looking color. So this one almost has like pink reflex in it. Those aren't really high pigmented glosses. They're more to like top your lipstick with. So, okay, so this is in the shade Kiss Kiss, which is just this like rosy pink kind of color. So this one definitely has more color to it. And then you have this one called Punched, which is just this like bright coral, hot pinky kind of color. Yeah, so this one's pigmented too. If you're expecting every single one of those glosses to be like really high pigment and full of color, they're not. Like the 3 bronzier shades in it are definitely more like shimmery lipstick toppers, or just to put on if you don't really want a ton of color to your lips. And then these 2 are definitely more pigmented with color. So now that we're done with the face, I'm going to quickly just talk about every product I used, quickly give you my opinion on it, and if I would recommend it. So this whole collection you can either buy at Ulta in stores, Ulta.com, Morphe stores, or at Morphe.com if you're interested in it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the 35G Bronze Goals palette. Again, looks like this. Yeah, I have really mixed feelings on this palette right now, because I do like how my eyes came out, but again, I feel like I could have achieved that with so many other palettes. And if I just swatched some of these shades, I would have known. I don't know what they were going for with this palette, but it just seems like a very soft, bronzy kind of palette. It doesn't have like, not every shade's like boom in your face. So, quality wise, I feel like it was pretty comparable to most Morphe palettes. For the bronzer, again, I got the medium shade. It's a good bronzer. It didn't get muddy, and I really like it. It's a nice warm bronzer, which is not what I'm used to. I usually use a little bit cooler tone bronzers, but I really do enjoy the color of this, especially with the bronze eyes. The bronzer is actually my favorite thing I got from the collection. I really like this. I would recommend trying it out if you're interested. Lastly is the lip glosses. Like I said, you basically save $1 on each lip gloss. This was $32 for 5 full-size lip glosses. I like Morphe lip glosses, and the colors did appeal to me. Like I said, the bronzier shades are like more like lipstick toppers. You know, they're not gonna be like that super high pigment lip gloss. None of them are that unique. I feel like you could find dupes for them pretty easy, especially the bronzier like toppery kind of shades. So but I do like it. I do like all the colors in this, so I am gonna get use out of that for sure. So yeah, I actually like how my makeup came out today. It was a little tricky and messy in the beginning, and honestly I wanted to just wipe it off and restart, but I'm glad I didn't. I do like how the eyes came out today. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what you think of this collection. Will you be buying any of it? If you have, what do you think of it? I would love to hear about it. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave and hit the bell button so you are notified of any of my other future uploads. And also, if you want to follow me on my makeup Instagram, I always post updates on when I post a new video on there. Alright, well, that's all I have to say. And if you made it all the way through this video, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.